Hello, everybody! Welcome back to another song share live stream situation. All right, who have we got? Who are our friends joining us today? If this is your first time here, let us know. If not, if you've been here before, also let us know. Want to know who the regulars are. It looks like we've got Josh Comedy. Hello to Josh. We got Tarot Official. Love to see it. Let me make sure that it is starting. Okay, good. I'm starting. Fuck yeah. And we've got Kato07 Skilled Fan. Hello. Cosmius. Hello. Fuck yeah, guys. I'm stoked to be here today. If this is your, if you've been here before, you already know how it works. If this is your first time, then welcome. I'm going to be having y'all, or y'all mostly should have already submitted your songs for today's live song share. And then I'm going to be listening to them and giving feedback. And we're all going to be listening and giving feedback. I love coming together and hanging out with y'all. So, yeah, I learned a lot from you guys, and I think everybody learns more when we all share more. So please go ahead and pop off in the chat if you're hearing a song and you want to give either constructive feedback or just props to the person who is sharing their song, because it takes a lot of courage to share a song to a group of internet strangers. Or maybe not. Maybe that's the easiest way to share a song. But our number one rule is good vibes only, and we are only here to uplift and support each other. And we also are going to be adding songs that we really like to a playlist. So also, if you've got one that needs to be playlisted, go ahead and comment that. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and start pulling names of songs. If you have got a song you would like for us to listen to, please go ahead and type the name of it in the track. And can everybody hear me? Make sure. Okay, I think everyone can hear me. Yes, go ahead and type the name of your song in the chat. And hello to the friends on TikTok. You guys, we're meeting on YouTube right now, so go ahead and follow the link in my bio to submit your song and join us. And we're going to be listening live on YouTube. Okay, I'm not seeing anyone type their song name yet. Maybe it's because it's a little bit delayed. Let's wait another couple seconds. Where are our songs, you guys? Ah, they're coming through. Okay, fuck yeah. So first up we have Tarot Subtronics. Let's go ahead and add that to the queue. Fuck yeah, hello Tarot. Stoked to see you. I loved what you submitted a couple weeks ago, so start to hear this one. Adding that to queue. And then we got Al Señor de Meola. Hi Josh, love to see you again. Al Señor de Meola. Let's go ahead and add that to our queue. And then we got Cosmias Canguil Agus. Okay, great. Anyone else? Any other friends who are adding? You can go ahead and type the name of your song in there and we'll get those added. But to start, let's go ahead and listen to Tarot's track. All right, Tarot, let's give it a listen. And also feel free to pop in the chat and let us know more about how you produce this. Oh my god, what would I do with you guys without you guys telling me I'm muted every 2 seconds? Thank you very much, Josh, for letting me know. And I also wasn't on the go live. which is where you can see the actual fucking song. So we're going to start from the very top. Thank you everyone for your patience. I was probably just closing my eyes for a little minute. Okay.
Step into our room, set on fire. The drums in my chest fill the silence. I break the walls and end all denial. They know when she feels the rhythm, they know what they're about to witness. Let go when my eyes cut deeper, my eyes cut deeper, my eyes cut deeper. They know when she feels the rhythm, they know what they're about to witness. Let go when my eyes cut deeper, my eyes cut deeper, my eyes cut deeper, my eyes cut deeper.
Okay, Taro, what a fucking banger, my dude. Hell yeah. Also, is my screen... I hope my screen is in the right place. Maybe put it down a little bit here. That was really cool. I wanted it to be longer, I think, is like my only main thing about that, is that I'm assuming it's a relatively new one and you're still fleshing it out, but so far it sounds great. Very clean and clear, and only really using the most important elements. So I think you did a great job with this. And yeah, the drop was almost unexpectedly. I wasn't even expecting it to go that far. And I was like, okay, yeah, here we are. From a mixing standpoint, I would just bring down the claps. Here. No. There. When these come in, I think you could, with the claps, either have a filter on them that opens up, or volume automate them to kind of get more present front to back, so with volume. Either that or just keep the volume down, but I think you have a fun opportunity to play with bringing in the snares as time goes on. Very cool. So this one's definitely going on the playlist. Go ahead and let's add to playlist. And this is going to be our best of May 6, 26. Hell yeah. Intero says, started a few days ago, need to finish that out second drop. And what was the vocals? So remix competition, vocalist is Inez. Very cool. I love it. Yeah, total banger. Fuck yes. Next up, we're going to move into, oh, here we are. Al señor Dimeola. Dimeola, gracias. Al señor Dimeola. Is Dimeola one word, or is it Dimeola, which means say hello? I'm curious. Okay, let's go ahead and give this one a listen. fuck yeah, Josh. I think this is one of, I know you said that it was an old one, but I actually think this is one of the best that you've submitted so far in terms of the things that I normally give feedback on. So like, for example, I think we've talked about guitar tone before. I think the guitar tone sounds really good and smooth and clean and present. Very Santana, great guitar tone. I think it's really good. And then I know we've also talked about like sections, creating more different sections so that there's more separation, and kind of thinking more about transitions and separations between our different sections. And I felt like this song did a really good job of not making like super obvious transitions, but the transitions were all very, or like the different sections, they flowed together very well. Like the way that we go from this section to the next right here. It was very seamless and there wasn't any fluff to it, but it was just like, we're over here and then we're like right over here in this little section. And you do that throughout in a way that I think is really nice. The biggest thing for me in this track is getting this bass under control, because some notes you'll hear, especially the lower ones, sound really loud and boomy. There's like a couple notes where every time your bass player is hitting those notes, it's like really kind of coming through and really sounding really muddy. Those bomb and then dun da, right? There's like ba dan and ba dan. It's very uneven. So I would recommend two things. One, understanding and utilizing compression a little bit more, but also you could start with just volume automation for this one. So taking the audio file, and you're working in Cubase, so I'm not sure how you would do this, but in Ableton I would take just individual sections and individual notes and turn them up or down. So first you want an even volume, or like interpretation of volume, like it sounds like it's the same volume coming out. Different frequencies sound higher or lower, but just evening out the tone, and I think that's going to help a lot in terms of just keeping it stable and steady throughout. And then I would probably apply compression on top of that. So that is, yeah, I think my tips and my feedback on this one. But really, yeah. Oh, and also this is really good. I think we've talked about getting two different guitars on either side. This sounds like the two guitars are talking to each other. It's kind of, I'm like, are they being panned or are they talking to each other? Either way, it's creating a really nice stereo spread. So fuck yeah, Josh. I love to see it. And also hello to the friends on the internet, on the phone. Come join us in YouTube. The link to do that is in my bio. Oops, that's the information with how to join. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's listen to the next one that we have, which is Canguil, Agus, and Agus or Cosmias. Sounds like this is your first time working in a DAW, which is really exciting. I'm curious what DAW you're working in. You're working with Ableton. Producing a DAW, and you don't know mixing. Okay, cool. Let's listen. I can't believe this is your first song that you've ever produced. What? So you probably, I'm guessing when you say the first one you've produced in a DAW, you're a producer of some sort, because this was very, very good for your first song. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, you had so many different elements, such a good awareness of arrangement, bringing things in, taking things out. So awesome job. Keep it up. You're already starting very, you've already got a very good grasp of this, obviously. Kind of sounds like if Al City was a bit more rock, says Mugmundur. Yes, I agree. So let's see, the things that I would say for this one, or something that might help you is a reference track for leveling out volume. So in different places, like at some places, everything kind of sound good, like level wise, especially when your vocals are in, actually, like levels sound pretty good. Like that that poppy lead is a little bit too loud. I would bring that back. But then there are other areas where like certain things feel very far behind, other things feel very close. So, like this area. Your guitars are up here, and then your drums are like way back in like a tight little knot. So I would definitely pay attention when you're going through this and thinking about volume and if everything sounds like it's the right level, and a reference track might be helpful for that. So downloading a reference track, bring either through like a YouTube to MP3 website or buying the track online, or any other songs you have downloaded, and bringing it into your Ableton project and just listening kind of back and forth. And you can turn down the volume of the mastered song because it will probably be way louder than yours, but just go back and forth between yours and the other song and be like, how loud are my kicks? How loud are my, my kick in relation to my snare in relation to my vocal, and then that might help you kind of figure out the volumes a little bit more. And then yeah, just really cool like synths and silly ear candy and stuff. And what else did I say here? I don't know. Oh, good balance of everything. Oh, I kind of went over that as well. Yeah, so that would be my main thing. Thank you so much for submitting this, and let's see if you said anything. Yeah, I made it first time. Oh, yay! Red Deathon made it. Awesome. But also this was Cosmias also, this was their first DAW song they made in their DAW. Okay, yeah, they used to play in bands when you were a teen. Do I need to export all my channels as audio for mixing? Remove EQ, compression, and reverb? No, I do all of my mixing in the same project that I produced my song in. So then I don't have to worry about like having to bounce my reverb before I've done a dedicated mixing pass where I'm specifically thinking about the reverb settings and the compression settings. So just I'm gonna actually continue to answer this question in just a second, because this is, I think, important for everyone to just think about and hear about. But before we do, I want to invite anyone who has not submitted their song yet to go ahead and submit your song. The link to submit is in the bio of this video, and go ahead, anyone who wants their song to be listened to, go ahead and type that in the chat right now, and we'll start lining up the queue. Back to what I was saying though about like mixing and bouncing to audio. When so I separate production and mixing into two different separate entities. Production is all about getting the arrangement, getting all the sounds, basically getting the song to sound exactly like the song, right? In terms of arrangement, synths, everything like that. And I will mix as I go, I'm changing the volumes, I'm doing panning, I might add a reverb, a compression, right? But I'm not, during the production stage, being super listener ear critical about every effect I'm putting on. So that's what I save the production stage for, or sorry, the mixing stage for. When I go back in and it's time to mix, then I have my mixer's hat on and I'm going kind of track by track, adding in new effects, reverb, compression, saturation, whatever it needs, and also paying specific mind to what reverb do I have on this track? Did I put this on quickly and I need to like change it and be more thoughtful about this reverb, or is the reverb good, right? Or a compressor, I can look at a compressor and say, okay, how can I tweak these settings to make it exactly how I want? Because again, I could have placed the compressor on pretty fast. So I hope that that was helpful to you at all. Okay, any more songs that we have that we can add to the queue? We've got Aka, Summer is Here. Let's go ahead and do that. And earlier, I had another person, Mugmunder, Fear and Love. Mugmunder, you still in there? Because I will add Fear and Love also to the to our queue. So Akia, Summer is Here. I'm not seeing it. There it is. At the very top. Okay. Summer is Here, and we have got... Nice. And Mugwonder is here. Okay, awesome. Let's throw on your song, which, if I scroll up, Fear and Love. And if anybody else has one to throw onto the queue, go ahead and do that now, and I will snatch it. Also, I do want to let people know that specifically to Kozumiya's, because you're kind of learning mixing, even though I would say if you're just learning a DAW, I wouldn't necessarily try to learn mixing at the same time. Like, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. There's always something to learn with music production, but you just got to decide what you want to learn first. And I think mixing can wait a little bit. But also, I don't know, mixing's awesome. But production, understanding production first before mixing, I think is more important. But if you go to Lillian Francis, go to my YouTube, and I can, I'll drop that link. But, oh look, we're going live right now. Under my playlist, I have all these mixing tutorials. So I spent a lot of time breaking down my theories on mixing and how I like explaining it. And I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat. So yeah, anybody looking to do more of their own mixing will hopefully find these useful. And then also I do mixing and sometimes mastering, but mainly mixing. So if anybody also is looking for a mixing engineer for their projects, let me know. Okay, we can go ahead and close that. All right, so let's listen to our next one, which is Summer is Here by Aka. Oh man, what a great song. Fuck yeah. I think that well, one, I want to add this to our playlist. Let's put it on our best of playlist. I think this is basically a perfect track. I mean, it sets out to do exactly what its intention is. It is there to bring the vibes, bring the energy, announce summer is here, and that's like exactly what it does. So, really clean mix, really good bounce. I think I just made a couple small notes. Oh, this is the version 1 master. So, it definitely sounds good enough, and I hate making mixing notes on a master track because how annoying is that to get it mastered and then have someone else be like, this is wrong. This isn't such a big deal, but I would probably bring down the piano because I think it could blend a little bit more and stand out a little bit less, and rather kind of help everything like be more cohesive together for like a little bit further back instead of having it up front dominating. But I think otherwise it sounds totally fine. And then also a recommendation for these claps. Claps are just sounding like a little bit loud and repetitive. I would also, I mean, repetitive. It's obviously repetitive. It's playing the snare. But what I would do is I might use that as an opportunity to do some more storytelling or adding some more movement to your song by introducing it more slowly with like a filter or with volume automation or something like that. Right, as you can hear that riser opening up in the background, also having the claps kind of mirror that and having them become more present, yeah, either with a filter or again with volume automation. Or you can do, you could even have like them like really kind of far off in the distance with a lot of reverb, which is a little bit tricky. You don't want to fuck around too hard with reverb, but given this track that I'm listening to, you're obviously a very good producer, so I'm sure you'll handle it fine. But like having like a very distorted or like super reverby or like some kind of like weird like effect on the clap that goes, the dry wet knob goes down kind of as time goes on, bringing the claps more into focus in the front. That's another idea. So play around with that. Otherwise, love this banger, right guys? Fuck yeah. Okay, next up we've got Fear in Love, Time, instrumental beat. And also Readathon, Sent in Clarity. So we'll go ahead and add that to the queue as well. All right, Fear in Love, Time, instrumental. Let's go listen. Cool. Awesome. That was such a fun track. Thank you so much for submitting this. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Mug Wonder, this is your song. Just double checking. Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, you were saying that it's kind of rough, but you want to let the idea down. I think the idea is great. And there's a lot of parts where it all comes together. Particularly in the chorus, I think it really comes together nice. My main issue that I'm running across is this instrument here. This is just it feels very obviously just like MIDI notes and like the most basic like piano synth is what this sounds like. And I think just swapping out for a different, less generic and or cheap sounding instrument is going to really help this area, because it's just like it feels like the stock piano just kind of like running wild. But I don't know, the lower octave I think sounds better. It's just the upper octave for some reason is not doing it for me. But then like during the chorus I think it sounds good. And I think that has to do with what it's layered with. It's layered with this like a couple like nice pads, so it's like smoothing out. It's not just the piano note. It's like instead of the piano being like the center of attention, the piano is instead helping to like punctuate other sounds, if that makes sense. So feel free to keep, you know, that piano in the chorus, and I mean even in the verse too, but hopefully you could do something with my stream of consciousness thoughts around this one. But if that doesn't make sense, do comment and I can try to talk about that more. Sweet. And then EDM piano on CRM 2. Yeah. It might be a matter of just bringing down that and layering it with another instrument. Or like having like an LFO that's changing the attack time. I can see that actually sounding really cool with like a slight attack, like 100 milliseconds or something. And like even if that attack was like changing with an LFO, so sometimes the hits it goes right, it's really attacky, and then sometimes it's like zoom zoom zoom. I don't know, just an idea. Fuck around, find out. And then a couple other things I think I had in here, like really the bass line, kind of MGMTE. I really like the way that you brought the sidechain in almost as like a new element. It's so pungent. But I like that you only bring it out for like a little bit. It makes it really effective. Cool. I think those are most of the things that I wanted to go over. Oh, and I also put this ghost sidechain kick somewhere. I think at some point, maybe in the outro, like taking out the drums, but keeping in like a ghost sidechain kick. So, or ghost kick, that sidechain. So you're still getting like all that pumping, but the kit just drops out. I think it'd be a cool way to maybe add silence, but keep the rhythm going. So do what you will with that. Thank you so much for submitting this. And did I already put it on the playlist? No, I haven't. Awesome. Love it. Okay, next up we have got, next up is Clarity. And this is by Redathon. I think you said this was your first time here, so welcome. Hello. Also, if anybody else has a song they want to submit, I keep on doing the zoom out thing. If anybody else has a song they want to submit, go ahead and submit it with a link in the bio. And I will add any more that we get to our queue. Otherwise, this is all we have in the queue. So let's give it a listen. And again, submit something if you haven't already. And to those people who are watching on TikTok, hello. You should follow the link in my bio to submit a song, and then we can all listen to it together. Okay, Clarity. Let's give this a listen. And also feel free to type in the chat with how you made this, any more things you want to share.
Stuck inside your own to the hate that you know. Why do we hate, stuck in contemplation? Love so distant, so far away, out of reach. You reach out among the stars, that's all you think about. No love for your shadow, push it down, drown it, end up hating because you deny that you're afraid, that primordial pattern to keep you safe. Clarity's a blue sky, the silence of your mind. Let it all go. Release control. Fuck that man, I'm crashing out. Devil screams louder, knowing exactly how to bring me down, making me doubt that which I'm about. I point the finger only to turn it back on myself. Feeling so empty, maybe I'm in the wrong. A feeling I'd rather not feel. Running away from the opposite frequency of love. Clarity, a peaceful sea. Storm ceases, I feel relief. Letting it all go. I release full control. The clarity come to me. Lost at sea, not eternally. The clarity come to me.
Oh, sweet. Man, thank you for submitting this song. I love the way it opens up, like this, like these chords in this piano.
Stuck inside your own suffering.
Very cool. And like very interesting movement. It feels like it's kind of panning weirdly, and it's all, or by weirdly I mean like a little sporadically or something, and then it also feels like just the velocity on the second chord is higher, so it's like da 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 da, which I think is a cool vibe. I think in general your vocals need to come up. Actually, I don't even think I put that note here, but vocals should come up. But I would I think the vocals need work. I think the vocals need pitch correction. There are some pitchy parts here, and also timing. So I would go through, I would re-record and just record more takes, honestly. Comp those takes together, so that's going to guarantee your best takes will be less pitchy. And then I would go through and possibly manually pitch correct. I don't know if you use a pitch correction plugin, but either can use Auto Shift, which is Wave's pitch correction plugin, which I would recommend, Auto Shift, which is Ableton's pitch correction plugin, or you can use Wave's pitch correction plugin, which is what I use. And actually I have an affiliate link for that. They're in all the bios of all of my videos, so that's probably in this bio right here. What I do is this is actually a really good hack, you guys, for vocals that are out of tune, or if you have vocals and you're not sure if they're necessarily out of tune, or just if you have vocals and you want to pitch correct them, put on a pitch correction plugin at the fastest speed possible, and then it's going to be very T-Painy, but you're going to be able to hear whether a note is being snapped to the right pitch or to the wrong pitch. Does that make sense? Like, you'll listen through it, and then if the pitch correction plugin, like, you hear it going to the wrong pitch, it's very, very obvious. And then you go to that specific sound, that specific vocal, and then you can manually pitch it up or down to get it in the right range so that it's being pitched to the right pitch, if that makes sense, right? Because you could be so flat or so sharp that it actually chooses a different note to repitch it to. So I would do that for yours, for the vocals, to make the vocals stronger. I would also bring the vocals up further, and use compression on the vocals to make sure they're all less dynamic and more even. And then the bass line, I think, needs some work, either finding a new bass instrument or adding more saturation and EQ to get it less muffled, more crunchy, more forward, and also bringing up the volume. And then I would also say in this section, the drums are like so kind of low and in the back, and in this section, they're really in your face. So I would find a happy medium.
No, push it down, drown it, end up hating because you deny that you're afraid.
Versus
And I'm crashing out, devil screams louder, knowing exactly.
oh, the kick is so much further up, right? Are you using two different kicks, or are you just layering the kicks in this section? Either way, if you want this section to hit harder, I think you're fine to like leave out the snare in this section so that when it comes in, it's more like in your face. But I would at least like level out the kicks, right? Because you can hardly hear the kicks in this section, and the kicks are really present in this section. And I would just bring down the overall volume of the snare here because it is very in your face. What's over here? Yeah, just in general, bring down the snare volume. And then what else did I have to say? Oh, I would sidechain compress that like ear candy, those like fuzzies on the side to your kick, so they're bouncing with the kick. The song we just listened to did a really good example of the power of sidechaining, so definitely sidechain that element to the kick. And then anything else here? Yeah, I like this area. I was like wanting something more than just what we'd been hearing. I was like, oh, it would be so nice if you could layer the synths that you have with new synths. Because it's very empty, and you definitely have space to add in some pads or some other elements that are thickening up the melody that you have already. And then, so like in this section, when you started layering it, that's when I was like, oh, fuck yeah, it sounds so much better. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think that's enough to work on for now. Do I have a video for recording vocals? I sure do. I have a 2-part series on, oh, sorry, not on vocal recording, on vocal mixing. If you follow that link that I posted earlier to my mixing, there should be, to my mixing playlist, there should be a vocal. Oh, no, that's not, it's not in my mixing playlist. Let me just find it real quickly here and I'll send it to you guys. This first one that I'm going to send you guys is about processing. I can drop this in the chat. This is about processing vocals serially. And then that's part 1 of the series, and part 2 is processing vocals parallelly. So would definitely recommend checking that out for vocals. Lots of stuff that you specifically are going to want in there. Cool. Do we have any other songs, guys? Otherwise, we can stop it here at 3 o'clock. Slightly shorter one today, but that's cool. Unless we have anyone else who has not had their song listened to yet. Now is your time to submit. I will also say, if folks want to continue to be part of this group and this growing community, you can go ahead and join our Discord, which is in the link in the description of this video. So go ahead and join there, and I will see you guys on the Discord. What we do here happens every 2 weeks, and I do this because you guys find it helpful. So as long as you guys keep getting value out of this and showing up and hanging, then I will keep doing these sessions. And I hope that even when I'm talking about songs that aren't yours, you're getting valuable tips that you can apply to your own productions. So our next, let's say May 6th. So our next song share is going to be May 20th. And that is going to be at 2 p.m. PST as well. So I hope that you will join us for the next time. I hope knowing that you're going to be sharing a song in 2 weeks helps you focus on music during the week and create some stuff that you are proud of. Because that's the whole point of this, is to get you stoked about making music, creating music, and then releasing music. So that is our goal here. Again, thanks everyone for coming, and if anybody ever is interested in either mixing with me or taking classes with me, you can go ahead and reach out if you want some one-on-one help with either of those things. But otherwise, you guys, I think that is it. We'll see you on the Discord. And yes, Resonating Ergonomics, thank you. Good idea on manual tuning. And I will see you guys in a couple weeks. So everyone, thanks for coming, hanging, and sharing, and we will see you then.